So yeah, you have a history of playing characters who are like Hawaiian or brown skinned or who are representing their culture before. A lot of people who are of ethnic backgrounds don't get to do that. They have to play something that's different from them, or it's like they're not in a heroic aspect. How has that been for you, and how has it been playing someone Filipino on Easter Sunday?
Well, it's been a long and winding road to get to where I am today. I started out in a time when there was nobody out there that looked like me, and in some cases it was very much a fetishizing of the brown skin or the almond eyes. So I had to play the girl in the tea house. I played the prostitute. I played the Viet Cong terrorist, and every single time I've like, there's more out there for me. I know that there is. And now we've come to this place where our stories as Filipino Americans are front in front of thousands of screens in a theater. Our story, our family is front and center. It's not the backdrop for somebody else's story. It's a great time, and I'm grateful that somebody like Joe Coy has the power in the marketplace, and that somebody like Steven Spielberg has, put his blessing on this project to bring it to the the world stage, because it takes a lot to put a movie like this out there. Millions and millions of dollars, a lot of print and advertising to get it to the people that need to see, oh wow, there I am. I want to see this movie and I want to support this story, because for the first time I see myself on screen. For the first time, I'm laughing with and not against a people and our people. So it's great to be a part of this. I'm very grateful.
And you've been an actor for a while. You've obviously grown up seeing Filipino people on the screen portrayed as, like you said, like the prostitute or just the tea house worker sometimes, not really given that spotlight. How did that portrayal of Filipinos like maybe affect your understanding or acceptance of Filipino culture, and how has that changed over the years as people like yourself have been getting better roles and more prominent roles?
Well, it's never affected me on a core level because I know who I am, and I know the history and the ancestry that came before me that I'm incredibly proud of, and that I know that my grandmother's grandparents came over on a ship to work the plantations of Hawaii, and that no hospital in the world would exist but for the strength of the Filipino nurses. So we are a force to be reckoned with. So if along the way it took Hollywood a while to catch up and see that there's more than just this one-dimensional aspect to all Asians are this, all Asians are subservient. Like in the show that I was in, we lived in the Asian Quarter, and we had our Asian love story, and we went to help our people, in the old country. It was so generalized and so compartmentalized that we never mixed in other storylines. That's not the case anymore. So it just took a little while of just doing the hard work and plugging along and putting one foot in front of the other and just waiting for the time and the power and the strength to line up to get out there in a big way, and we are in that time now, and I couldn't be more pleased.
And so you mentioned people seeing themselves on the big screen and the support of Steven Spielberg for this film. I also read an article recently that initially this was maybe going to go on Netflix, but Joe said, no, this has to be in the theaters. Like, for people maybe who don't understand why that it's significant to see yourself on the screen, like, could you explain that feeling to them?
There is nothing like going to a movie theater and experiencing the communal unity of laughing at the jokes and feeling the energy of the room, responding to the image projected on the screen. And I know that's at the core of what Steven Spielberg does, for his movies to be on the big screen, and for Joe to feel the energy of the laugh in an arena and to feel that energy that it brings to your soul. There's a power in numbers, and there's a power to showing up in person, and I'm glad that they held off on releasing this movie till now, because prior to now, I think people were afraid to go to the movies because of where we are in the world with COVID and everything. So the fact that it's coming out in August rather than in April, I think we have a chance for grandma and grandpa and titas and, the children, maybe 14 and over, to see the movie. But to enjoy it together and to celebrate as a family, their family up on the big screen.
What to you maybe constitutes what Filipino identity is and what makes a story Filipino?
What makes a story Filipino? The Filipinos involved. All of us, when we showed up on set, we came with guns blazing. We had our, pardon that analogy, we came to the set with all of our collective experience in our families, our jokes, our phrases, our little, ways about us, pointing with my lips. I didn't get to do the picking up stuff with my feet, which I really wanted to get in, because that's also in Joe's comedy, and it's a real thing. I mean, I saw it in my own household. It is just intrinsically in us, so we didn't even have to do anything outside of what we know and what we already embody, It's us.
Yeah.
Everything you see on the screen, it's us. It's our families.
How central was your Filipino heritage to your background, and how central was Easter Sunday to you and your family growing up?
I mean, I went to Catholic school for 13 years. I wore the sailor uniform. My entire area was all, Kalihi, where I grew up, is all Filipino. Every family get-together was, Filipino food, heaping piles of pancit and adobo, pork and chicken. And, one of my most beloved memories is all of us kids in a line making lumpia. One's job is separating the wrapper, one is putting the tablespoon of pork, and then the chicken, and then the dry upay shrimp, and the julienne vegetables down the line, wrapping it, and then, the adult would fry it up in the pan. So it was food and camaraderie and family was central to my most favorite memories of childhood.
Why was this an important story to tell, and what do you think that people who maybe aren't as familiar with Filipino culture and are coming into this from the outside and learning about it will get from this film?
I think what people will come away with is that although it's a specifically Filipino story, it's a universal theme of love and overcoming adversity and overcoming division and rivalry and hurt feelings and anger, that family love and unity overcomes all.